Alright, gang, welcome back to yet another episode of the GareTheBear Show podcast. We're back at it again, doing another director's commentary. I'm very excited for this. I was super pleased with how last week's commentary went. So we're doing another one about this week's vlog. Super cool, super exciting, super psyched to get started. One thing I wanted to talk about real quick was shorts, because I've been making shorts from this podcast since I've brought it back, and I'm like 2 weeks behind on making the shorts. Like, I have what I'll do is, part of the process is I'll make the podcast, and then I'll go through, rewatch the podcast, and write down timestamps of shorts worthy moments, and then from there I'll cut all the shorts out and I'll edit them down one at a time. And I have the timestamps written down from last week. I never did cut them, and so I'm gonna be basically a week behind. I mean, they're still all gonna come out every day, but I'm still a week behind. So it's funny, it's interesting. Shorts, they're not pants, Brent. Exactly. But that's not what today's about. Today we're doing some director's commentary. Very psyched. This vlog is 6 minutes and 53 seconds long. It's the same as last week's. It's got a lot less views, but in time. I was looking back, and the vlog from last week, actually, it took it, a day and a half to really get its spike, to get on a recommended. So maybe this one will take the same amount of time. I don't know. We'll see. I wanted to wait too, because the vlog, as of recording this, as of the stream, it came out almost 2 hours ago. So I was gonna do it. I was going to do the podcast, like right when it came out, or just a little bit after, but I just kind of got behind. But let's check it out. Take a quick look. Let's get that pulled up. All ready to go. Full screen this bad boy. Hasn't been up that long. Right. It hasn't been up. Jesus. It hasn't been up that long. And it's already, like, compared to last week's, it's doing better in the first, hour, 45 minutes. So I'll take that. It's a good start. Okay, so let's get started. Check this out. There was a lot of footage I wanted to get of the stumps as a metaphor for being stuck. Obviously, that was one of the big jokes in the video, was the stumps. So I wanted to make sure and really capture the stumps and make them a part of the story. So let us continue. I'm stumped. Really pretty location, and the stumps thing was smart. Thanks, Brent. Yeah, this is just my backyard, so it's pretty cool. We need to cut the grass, but it's what it is. So I've changed the intro sequence a slight bit. It says zoom in. Evan, what's good? But I've changed the intro sequence just a little bit, because it's season 4 now. I mean, I've made a lot of vlogs. That's the point. I did 60. I think it was season 1. 63 episodes. Season 2 was 100. Season 3 was 100. And this one's going to be 100. So that's a lot. Almost 300 vlogs. That doesn't even count the ones I made before that too, which is insane. But I like this text style, because what I've been using before, the font's called Myriad Pro, but I had been using the light version of it. This is just bold with a thin outline. So it's the same font, it's just bold, essentially. But I wanted to make it a little bit different, make it a little bit smaller, make it take up less real estate on the screen. Because I've a lot of things I've learned about in the past is, like, if you have some sort of title sequence, keep it quick and small. And really, they aren't really necessary entirely, but I like the aesthetic of it, of having one, so I like to use it anyway. And there's lots of people that I've watched that do that as well, but Season 4, Episode 1, craziness. I'm trying to come up with the idea for this video, but I can't. I'm stuck. I tell you what, I had the hardest time getting the shot of this bee. This dude just kept flying around faster than I could get the camera on him. But it worked out, and he was chilling. He was cool. We were pals. He wasn't. The music's on point again. Thank you, Brent. That's one of the big focuses of spending a little extra time on these vlogs, is making sure the music's right. I will say, let me see if I can go back. Well, first of all, this shot, I put it in this section by accident, but I kept it in there because I like how it looked. This was the shot I got when I was setting up the shot at the very beginning. I shot this before I did the I'm stumped bit, but I liked this shot so much, it just something about it really just pleased the eye, so I kept it in, just stuck it in there wherever. It was kind of random, but it fit. So, I don't know. There was really not a huge point to having this particular shot there, but I liked it anyway. It was cool. And I wanted to make sure whenever I was driving home the points, I was sitting on a stump as well, because again, that's just funny. That's clever. And it also, it makes sense. And the music, I tried to keep it on theme with sort of the, you'll hear it in the later bits. And something I've thought about and I've had a little bit of trouble with is, I want to, because I was watching the video back on my phone this morning, and I don't know about anybody else, but it's, how do you guys, when you consume a video, do you adjust the volume on your phone or whatever based on what the video sounds like, or do you just leave it at a certain section, like at a certain level of volume, and then just deal with it, whatever it is, whether it's too loud or too quiet or whatever? Do you adjust the volume as you watch, or is it one of those things where you just have it set and you just forget about it? That's something I'm interested in. I'm trying to come up with the idea for this video, but I can't. I'm stuck. Okay. Evan says adjusts it per video. Okay, and then Brent usually keeps it mid at all times because my volume can get really loud. See, Evan, I'm the same way as far as I adjust it per video, and even in the video, certain sections get louder, certain sections aren't as loud, so I adjust a little bit. But also, for my videos, I want it to be sort of where you can keep your volume at one level and be able to hear everything the way it's intended. And that's part of my trouble is getting the music in the background music specifically, to where it's loud enough to where you can hear it, but not loud enough to where it overpowers my voice. So it's really a fine line that I'm trying to find, but I have trouble. So if you guys wouldn't mind, let me know in the chat if you had an okay time understanding what I was saying and also hearing the background music. Evan says, some people don't know about redlining and sound design. Better to be lower and too high and clipping. Okay, so I assume that means I would rather be too quiet than too loud. And I agree with that. Because too loud, it's unwatchable. Yeah. I got you. Yeah, no, definitely better to be too quiet. I agree there. But I still, for my own, because you always talk about wanting your videos to be perfect. I want mine to sound like the way I hear it when I'm editing it. I want it to sound that way to the general public of viewers. So that's something I want to do. I want that to be as perfect as it can be. I want everybody to hear it the way I'm intending it to be heard, which is being able to hear the music, but also not overpowering the voiceovers. Do you still watch the DB? Do you watch the DB while editing? Oh yeah, absolutely. That's where and all the songs are slightly different to where I change them, because some songs are just generally louder than others, and then some songs aren't as loud. So the quieter songs, I'll move them up a little bit, and then some songs I'll have to move down a little bit, and then some I'll just leave. And then obviously when it's a background, when it's background music to just a talking segment, I lower it a decent amount. I lower it to where I could still hear it, but if I take off my headphones, I want to be able to hear pretty much exclusively my voice, but also be able to hear the music in the background still. And I've heard people prefer to edit with speakers instead of headphones for that reason, so they can sort of hear it out loud, like if somebody's watching it on their phone or on their computer with speakers as opposed to headphones. And I'm curious what percentage of viewers, because I know the vast majority of people that watch YouTube watch on their phone. I'm curious what percentage of that people use headphones versus just their phone speaker or just out loud. But let's continue. Let's continue with the video. And I'm interested in this conversation, so let's keep it going. Oh, there you go. Fun fact. Here's a fun fact. It wasn't breezy when I was recording this video. It was not breezy at all. So what I did was I had this shot set up and I just blew. I said, whoo, and it just, that way I kind of wanted to, instead of it being perfectly still, this shot, I wanted to kind of have some sort of element of life. So I just blew on it to pretend there was wind. And Evan says, what do you edit on again? I edit on Adobe Premiere Elements, the Walmart, I wouldn't say Walmart version of Premiere Pro, even though they do sell it at Walmart. That's kind of funny. No, but I use that. It's a one, instead of like the subscription based, it's like the one-time payment of whatever it is. And it's essentially a dumbed down version of Premiere Pro. I come from a music production, so I also try to listen to it on a variety of speakers before uploading, just to have it for me. That's a good way to do it. Listen to it on a variety of speakers. I need to get some sort of external speakers. That way I can listen to it with my headphones and also listen to it with my speakers. That way I can hear it a couple different ways. But also I found that if I just take my headphones off, like set them to the side, and then turn the volume up a little bit, I can kind of get that same sort of emulation of, being able to hear it out of a speaker, but it's my headphones. And then Brent asks, what day did you record this? This was Friday. So it was a pretty nice day Friday. It was the day before it got really cool. Because now it's not too bad today, but like yesterday was pretty cold. I also had a fun time during this video. I had a fun time playing with the focus. So like, I didn't do anything, because the camera I have it set to where it does almost everything automatically, but like I did a lot of, the flowers in focus, but really the point of the subject is the stump. And then in this shot, the flowers are in focus, but you see me walking in the background. I don't exactly, I'm not going to lie to you and say I know exactly what purpose this serves, but I enjoy doing this because it looks cool. So obviously you can see me walking in the background, but I'm out of focus and the flowers are in focus. So it adds depth to the shot. So like there's all that going on in the background, and then there's just the flower right here in front. I don't know. I just thought it looks pretty cool. Not much. I'm not too complicated a guy in that kind of regard. Aesthetics, yes sir. And then this was a fun shot. There was a pile of brush, kind of just off to the side, off the pathway, and so I just stuck my camera in it. It was just legit. This is a pile of sticks. So I just stuck it there. Had the little. I'm pointing at the screen as if you can see it, but I had this stick here, this guy here, directly in the shot. But it gives the feeling of, the point of view of like a wild animal. You're just kind of looking. You're looking at me, essentially, from the point of view of, a bird or a fly or a bee or something. So I thought that was kind of a cool detail. And yes, Evan, aesthetics, dude, you got to have the aesthetic. If anything, the reason is just because it looks cool. That's all you need, really.
When I get stuck,
one day I'm going to upload a 24-hour-long video of me running back to get my camera. Bro, there's so much footage of that exists, because same, I could I think easily make a 24-hour video of just a compilation of me running back to get my camera. That'd be a fun thing to put on my second channel, but it would take so long to edit that together. Like, you have to dig through all of your footage and then just only cut out bits that you were running back to get your camera. So it's like that's so funny. You could title that part of the vlog that nobody sees. Unless it's part of the vlog, because sometimes I'd be putting that shot back in there. I don't know. I've made some. I don't remember which ones specifically, but there have been some vlogs where I've included that shot of me running back to get the camera, because I don't know, it's kind of funny sometimes. I think that sort of thing, including that in a video, it enhances the humanity of a video, because it's like, oh, this guy's just setting up his camera to record himself. It's not like there's a complicated camera crew or camera person or whatever. It's just the guy setting up the camera, doing a thing, and then running back to go get the camera to recover it. Like, I do that at Walmart all the time when I'm making Walmart shots. I'll set it up on a shelf or something, and then I'll walk down the aisle or whatever it is, and then I'll come back for it, and it's really fun.
I often think about Van Neistat's video when he talks about getting unstuck. Essentially,
okay, I don't know, Evan, you brought up a point last week about the sound design, and that's something I'm paying more attention to now than I have in the past. But I don't know if you guys have noticed, because it's kind of quiet. I don't know if you can tell, but in these shots, I'll have pictures of Van Neistat's videos pop up on the screen, or just anything that pretty much anything that pops up on the screen. I include a mouse click sound effect in the background. I don't know if anybody noticed that, but that's something that I think is a small, super, super tiny detail, but it feels valuable to me. Like, it feels like it enhances the refocusing. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, because that's just how it makes sense in my head.
I often think about Van Neistat's video when he talks about getting unstuck. Essentially, what this video of his is about getting unstuck. He's trying to find out what that video is about.
And again, with the audio transition, start the audio just a hair before the video. It just makes
this video is about the process of creating, or really just doing anything for that matter. My name is Garrett, and I'm a very goal-oriented person. But sometimes in pursuit of my goals, I get off track. In the pursuit of just about anything, I oftentimes find myself getting stuck.
This was a funny shot. I enjoyed recording this. Well, this whole thing took like 5 takes. But I often find myself getting stuck as I'm standing in the middle of the creek. I don't know. I'm not entirely certain if that joke landed because I didn't get any comments about it per se. But also, that doesn't necessarily mean it didn't land. It's just, for whenever I was watching it back, it was one of those things where I kind of just, subliminally people pick up those things. I use a little pop sound when I want people to look at the screen. Yeah, because sometimes if you kind of lose focus for a half a second, you gotta do something to bring them back in. So I'm glad it's one of those things. I agree. It's more subliminal, not as much. People are like, oh wow, he added a click sound effect there. But no, whenever I was recording this, I was standing just on a little pile of rocks in the middle of a creek. So had I lost my balance or something, I would have fallen in the water. But it was a funny little, kind of like getting stumped. It was in that sort of genre of joke. But I was like, yeah, every now and again I find myself getting stuck. And I look around here in a second, and I'm like, I'm in the middle of the creek. How do I get out? Just metaphorically being stuck. It's kind of funny. Thought I was clever. There's a lot of those subtle kind of funny jokes in this video.
Usually I'll be stumped for ideas, stumped for more ideas, and finally, stumped for execution. But in my opinion, being stuck is part of the process.
Now, this shot I really, really liked when I zoomed in on my face because it was not in the edit. This was sort of editing on the go, where I knew I wanted to focus in right here when I was saying this. I knew I wanted to zoom that in. So instead of risking it in the edit and making it potentially fuzzy, because sometimes whenever you edit footage, whenever you try and crop it in a little bit, it tends to blur slightly, and if not just a little tiny bit. But instead of doing that, I just literally took the camera and zoomed it in, so it's still crisp, but it's cropped in like I wanted it to be. And I don't know. I'm gonna address this at the end of the commentary, but there's something that I did differently this time that I am excited to tell you guys, and I wanted to do it last time, but I just didn't have time. But this video is different in one particular way that I'm not sure anybody noticed. Anyway.
Opinion, being stuck is part of the process.
And I also mentioned last week about bringing the oh, this is funny, I want to pause this. But I also mentioned last week about doing the subtitles on text, subtitles on screen, the text on screen. I implemented that a little bit more in this week's video, and I kind of like how I like the feel of it, because I'm not using it all the time, because I think that's one thing I don't like about short form as much, and I do this, so I'm like a total hypocrite for saying this, but I don't like, and it's unfortunate because I don't like how necessary it is to have so much text on screen, because it's a very distinct difference. Like if I put the same video on, say, YouTube Shorts or TikTok or whatever, I post the exact same video twice, the one with text on screen is automatically going to do better. And there's a lot of things that go into that, but the point is, I use it on screen in my main videos, my full videos, just a little bit, just to enhance. Like if it's something that's important that I'm trying to drive home, I want to use text for it.
In another video by Van Neistat, he talks about the breakthrough. And the breakthrough, essentially described in his video, is the part of the process where you get...
Also, a couple of things here I wanted to address. This shot, I don't know if you noticed it, it's completely crooked. But that was kind of on purpose. Because look at this. So I go back one. I had it... Let me see. We cut to this. Okay, this section's crooked. I set the camera up initially to where it was straight. but the tree, the way the tree was, it didn't really allow for that. So I set this up kind of crooked on purpose, in a way, kind of. But also, I feel like it transitioned easy because this is just the walking montage. I slip, and then, funny.
In another video by Van,
when I have this come up on the screen is when I think you kind of, the way I'm looking at it is when you kind of get adjusted to the shot being crooked.
and Neistat, he talks about
when it comes
breakthrough.
back,
And
it comes back to here, and it feels more normal. I don't know if that's a thing that anybody noticed or anybody I don't even know if it's a thing at all. This is just something that I've thought about. I'm like, okay, so that you can tell it's crooked at first, but when that comes into play and then it clicks back off, it doesn't feel crooked anymore. I don't know. That's probably just my brain overthinking it, but I think that's kind of cool.
And the breakthrough, essentially described in his video, is the part of the process where you get all the pieces.
When I click onto this clip of Van Neistat's video, I use like a film roll sound effect. So it does a little click, and then it goes bzzz, like in the background. It's like a film reel. So it's like I'm showing you a slide, but it's B-roll in the video.
Essentially described in his video is the part of the process where you get all the pieces together. You put the pieces together and you find out what the big picture or the big idea is. At first, the little pieces of the puzzle don't really make a whole lot of sense by themselves. They don't really seem to do anything, but the pieces of the puzzle are the process. So when one is in the midst of their
okay. These are some shots that I know a lot of you guys have enjoyed, the overhead drawing / writing or whatever. I enjoy these too, and these are one of the things that whenever I was making the videos 4 times a week, I couldn't do. These are a perfect example of not having time to add a little extra element to the videos. But this, when I recorded this, I was in the middle of editing the video, and I just turned over here real quick, set up the rig, and then started recording the overhead. So, excuse me. So this is one of the perks of doing 1 a week videos, because I had time to shoot this shot, but I think it enhances the video even more because it's just, you're not sitting there watching me talk for the extra 10 or 15 seconds. You get a little bit of visual context on top of the audio.
Process. Writing, brainstorming, getting stuck. The little ideas don't really make a whole lot of sense. But once one comes to the big idea, the goal, the end, this is when one finally realizes that the little ideas, the getting stuck, the learning of your craft, the reps, the at-bats, the going through the process, all of these things are extremely important. And without them, there can be no big idea.
I tell you what, yesterday was a beautiful day for some time lapses. I kind of wish I would have shot more, truthfully. Like, looking back, I wish I would have shot more. Also, comment below clouds if you saw this, which I got like at least 2 or 3 comments that said clouds, which is good. But no, this is a beautiful, fantastic day for shooting time lapses. And one thing I was thinking about yesterday when I was doing this is shooting time lapses with my phone. It's almost like it's better to not use a tripod, because if I just have my phone leaned against something, it can sit more still, especially when it's windy. Because if I have my phone on the tripod, the way I have it set up is the tripod, and then on top of the tripod there's the phone mount, and the phone mount tends to wiggle. So, and I've used multiple different phone mounts. They just wiggle. That's just how they're made. But it wiggles a little bit, so you don't get a steady time lapse. But this, I had it set up against a block of wood, so it was almost perfectly smooth.
I spent a lot of yesterday, which is supposed to be my planning day, my writing day. I spent a lot of that day stuck. I was having a hard time coming up with ideas for this video. I wanted to really spend some good time writing and brainstorming, but for one reason or another, it just wasn't my day. I just couldn't do it. And like I said before, this video is about the process. And to me, one of the biggest parts of the process is being stuck. It's simply being stuck.
Been using my GoPro for time lapse recently. See, I like the idea of using the GoPro for time lapses for a lot of reasons. One in particular was the one I just addressed, where the GoPro is so nice and sturdy and small, you could just set it up somewhere and then shoot a time lapse. And it's got a wide lens, which is really nice for time lapses. My problem is, it's probably either a computer or an editor issue, but the GoPro 11 shoots high efficiency video, so more often than not, it makes my editor crash because it just can't run it. I mean, it can. I had to upgrade video editors, actually. I was using Premiere Elements 19, but I had to switch to the newest version, which was 2023, because the oldest version could not, it couldn't run high-efficiency video. It just couldn't even load it in. So I had to switch, and then even still, I can import it into the timeline, but it really, it makes it lag. Are you shooting 1080 then? I'm shooting the GoPro default. The GoPro 11 defaults to, I think it's actually 5K. It's either 4K or 5K. It's stupid how high it is. I could probably dumb it down to the 4K. That way it could run a little bit better, but I don't know. And on the Sony I use, the ZV-1, it defaults 4K. I think it only shoots 4K. I don't even think you can. Well, that's not true. You could probably make it to 1080, but I just shoot 4K because it's the default. I'm a very default, out-of-the-box settings kind of guy. That's just how I do it. It's just less complicated that way. But the GoPro, I'm pretty sure it defaults to 5K. I think it's like 5.3 or something.
Every day is going to be a very productive day for your brain. You're not always going to get the perfect idea or be in the perfect space to get the perfect idea. Like I said, I'm a very goal-driven person. That can be frustrating a lot of times because I want to, in my own experience, I want to get closer and closer to those goals every single day, but sometimes, like I said, it just doesn't happen. Not every day can there be a day that I come up with the perfect video idea or the best of anything. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. But the point is, it's okay to be stuck. It's okay to get stuck in what you're doing, to have an off day, to kind of not really be in the perfect space to come up with ideas for whatever it is you're doing. Because the journey and the process is not only getting stuck, but getting unstuck. But how do you get unstuck? So we'll take yesterday, for example. I was stuck. My brain could not think of ideas for the life of me. So instead of being hard on myself, having a hard time, I just said, okay, whatever, we'll figure it out. And I spent the rest of the day playing 2K. Because one
of the beefs I have with this video is that I wish I had sort of, well, that visual I made was like, I just stole an image off of Google and then put text over it. I kind of wish I had added a picture of like a cover of 2K or something to enhance the context, because like if you don't know what 2K is, that shot that whole line makes 0 sense. So that kind of I wasn't a huge fan of that looking back, but I do enjoy the whole video, but obviously because I published it, but I enjoy the whole video, how the music tracks were like this. There was some slower music at the start of this monologue, and then towards the end you get a little higher, a little upbeat, a little more climax-esque music, to where this is where I'm sort of coming to the point of the video.
Important parts about going through a process, whatever it is you are trying to achieve, whatever it is you are pursuing, it's extremely and infinitely important to enjoy the process, to enjoy the journey of it, because like they always say, it's not about making $1 million, it's about how you got there, what you did between point A and point B to get to the $1 million. When I think about process and just journeys in general, I always think back to when I hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel. That for me was...
That was funny. I thought that was kind of funny. I go back to this little image here. I pulled up when I had 1.09 thousand. It's like 1,090 or something. And I was like... I was looking through my screenshots, and this is apparently, like, I had screenshotted when I hit, I was like 924 or something, and I don't think I screenshotted when I had actually 1,000. So I fumbled the bag, but also this was when I hit 1.09, and I was like, not quite 1K, but you get it. It's just for funsies. I thought it was clever. But I can't believe I didn't screenshot. Surely I did. I just don't know where it is. But surely I screenshotted when I hit 1,000. I know I have one on my phone, but I just didn't. I actually didn't even think about using that one, to be honest. I'm sure I have one on my phone somewhere.
Subscribers on this channel. That for me was an extremely important milestone to hit for a lot of reasons, because it's 1,000, it's cool. You know, that's when you can get monetized on YouTube. There's a lot of different things that come with hitting 1,000 subscribers. I remember when I first hit it, I was overwhelmed with emotions. I had so many emotions going through my mind and my heart. Emotions were flowing. I also remember after a while, it was not that big of a deal. I remember thinking
that was an important pause. I was going to edit that pause out of there, but I decided that was a pause that I felt like was valuable, because in a lot of videos, how's the watch time looking? Almost there. It's been going up. Last I saw, we were at 2,370 something, which is higher than it's ever been. It's continually going up. I think yesterday it was at 2,379. Today it's at 2,373. So like it rolls, which is kind of annoying, but like that's part of the process. Is you got to keep going up. But like I said, it's been every day. I'm going to say every week it's been a net gain. So like I said, this is the highest I've ever been, and I'm well over halfway there. And my shorts views have been up too. 117,000 public shorts views in the last 90 days. Pretty cool. I'm not at all am I banking on shorts to get monetized. You'll get there soon, especially with these live streams. Yes, sir. I love the live streams. I'm extremely grateful for the podcast too, which is this, but that YouTube has made the podcast a thing in general, because it shows on YouTube that it shows, your podcast, just the base analytics, it shows views and watch time. So that tells me that their intention for making the podcast was helping people get the watch time for monetization. Because people have posted their videos as podcasts before, but YouTube making it an actual feature and making one of the headline analytics your watch hours, that shows me that that's one of their intentions, is to take these videos that people are probably already posting, promote them as podcasts in a separate section for people that are exclusively looking for podcasts, and then show that what people are wanting to do them for is for the watch time. Because I think it's been helpful. And especially last week, and these director's commentaries, I think personally they're more engaging of live streams and just content in general than just my regular podcasts. I think these are more engaging because I'm into it more, I think. And also, there's something in the background that you guys are, as far as I'm aware, you guys are getting more value out of this than any other podcast I would have done. So that's why I've enjoyed these more. And these also go longer, so that just inherently, theoretically, would increase the watch time of it. But definitely not the intention. I think it just worked out really well that way.
After the effects of the initial excitement of hitting 1,000 subscribers, after that wore off.
Subscribers?
Okay, I had 1,015 subscribers. I had 1,082 subscribers. After the initial blow of emotion, the 1,000 subscribers itself wasn't that exciting. But when I think back to before I had 1,000 subscribers,
super hitting 1,000 and a fun conversation about the content creation. I'm glad, Brent. I'm glad. Like I said, I've really enjoyed doing these, and I don't really have to have an idea or a plan, which is really nice, because I don't always love having an idea or a plan for stuff, because I just like going with the flow, and this is a perfect thing. And also, these are thoughts that I've already had. A lot of these things that I'm talking about in these director's commentary shows is things that I've already thought about, because they're part of the edit. That's why I'm talking about them. It's because I've already had these thoughts. So I'm just relaying them to you guys, because whenever I'm editing, who am I going to tell? I'm in the middle of an edit. I'm just I'm talking to myself, oh, this is cool, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of the things, too, is it's in my brain. It's something that I think about, but I don't exactly know why or what the rhyme or reason is. So it's cool to sort of elaborate on that and verbalize it and sort of go down the rabbit hole of why I do small things that I think are important, but I don't know why. So it's cool to kind of follow that rabbit hole a little bit.
1,000 subscribers was a quick high. I was excited. A couple days later, not so much. But the journey leading up to that point, what I did to put myself in a position to achieve that goal.
Talk about reduce, reuse, recycle. This is a screenshot that I just animated to look like I'm scrolling down the page. Excuse me. I've used this 5 or 6 times in between shorts and regular videos. I just use this exact same screenshot and just copy and paste it. Whenever I'm talking about the channel or the content, I just use this as a visual for that, even though it's extremely pixelated. Holy moly. I've seen things where people will use Adobe After Effects to recreate screenshots to where you can blow them up no matter how big or small, and they're not pixelated at all, which is really cool. Brent, you've never even noticed it? Hey, that's okay. That's good. I'm glad, because I'm super glad, because it's not it's obvious that I'm reusing it. That's nice.
I still get excited about it to this day, and it's been a year. And that's why the process is important. Because, like I said, those small puzzle pieces you put together here, 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 it doesn't really amount to anything in the moment, but down the road, you look back and you realize just how important the
pixelation, a creator's worst enemy. Brent, you're exactly right, dude. It depends on what it is, but it's not terrible. I think now that I think it's becoming more widely understood that the beauty and the aesthetic quality is not as important as the actual content itself. It's becoming more of an accepted thing, but still, it's something that people like myself and Evan really like to keep focused on, is not making it look pixelated. But with screenshots like that, it's pretty much a lost cause.
The process was.
Did anybody notice this? I know Chloe noticed it, but she's not in the stream. This right here, oh, my face is in the way, pretty much. I'm just off to the left of it. Look over here. Right here, that stick, it says sticky. I put a little thing. Here, let me zoom in real far so you can see it. Look at that. Right here. Right here. It says sticky. I don't know if anybody else noticed that. I only noticed B. That's funny. Yeah, I put that there. I thought it would be funny, and I thought I hit it well enough to where nobody would notice it, and it would just be like a little secret between me, myself, and I. But I'm glad Chloe noticed it at least. But yeah, Brent, you noticed B. There was clouds, there was sticky, and I think there was one more, but I don't remember. Maybe there was only those three. I don't know. But again, I'm sticking with the theme of doing the Easter eggs. When I watch, my focus is either primarily on you or the center area around you, or the main thing, you know. No, I totally get that. That's cool. And that's kind of the point. It's just these are for the people that kind of are off looking somewhere else on the screen. Because when I was talking to Chloe about it, she said that she only noticed it because she had conveniently, by accident, just been looking in that one spot. Otherwise, she wouldn't have seen it. And like, because it kind of is, if you're not really paying that much attention, it's kind of camouflaged, because that stick's kind of white too. But hey, it is what it is. Click. See, I think it's cool here. One of the small intentions that I had. So I started the video. I sort of addressed the problem when I was sitting on the stump, and then once I've resolved the issue and the back end of the story, I bookend it by sitting on the stump. So the video starts by sitting on the stump, and the video ends by sitting on the stump. So I start on the stump, I address the problem, and then the story arc happens, talk about the things that I want to talk about, and then at the very end, once I've sort of resolved everything, to wrap it up, I go back to the stump. That's sort of a visual, at least the way I understand it, is that it's like a visual storytelling tactic. I don't know how true that is, but that's just how I think it is. That's what I think it is, so that's what it is. Suck it up. Just kidding. But
so throughout today, I've been writing in this little book, and it's really helped me to get my thoughts out.
Now for this, the dandelion shot right here, kinda not really a point to it, except because I thought it looked cool. Other than that, it doesn't really contribute to what I'm saying. I just thought it looked dope, so I just wanted to put it on there. That's really all it was.
Through new ideas, picking up one puzzle piece at a time. So this whole video is about the process, enjoying the process, trusting the process, just that it's all part of the process. All the headache, all the brainstorming, the writing, the getting stuck. It's part of the process that you and I both go through in pursuing whatever it is we want to pursue. That's just part of it. You don't get to your goals or your dreams or your aspirations without going through some sort of rigorous process. Something I'm learning every single day.
Fun fact, I want to talk about this shot for a half a second. So you know how I was saying how the GoPro 11 shoots in 5.3K, and it's a high efficiency video coding, so my editor has a hard time running it. It still works, it's just slow, and when I watch over it, it kind of lags a little bit. But this shot, I just had the GoPro. I was like, I want to get a GoPro shot for this video. I don't know what, I just want to get a GoPro shot. So I just stuck it at the base of a tree and then just hit record. And then this is what I got. And it looks super cool. I thought it was really sick, especially for this shot when I've got words on the screen. I think it looks really, really sick. And other than that, again, not a huge purpose to it, but I think it worked.
Day is that the journey is greater than the destination. So through a long day of being stuck, trying to come up with the idea for this video, I can finally say that I'm unstuck.
Boom. And that's also the higher upbeat music here at the end. It's the same song as that last song that I was using. It's just the bass drop didn't happen until just then. So it was cool to end it there. I actually think I had one or two more things that I said at the end behind the being unstuck, but I cut that out because it didn't really make any sense afterwards. But watch more. The two of my best recent, or my most viewed recent vlogs, and then season 3 in its completion, and the podcast. That's cool. So yeah, that's the new video. Let me watch it to the end. Okay. Cool. Alright, gang. That was awesome. But yeah, like I said, well, I wanted to watch it all the way to the end for 100% max retention. You gotta have it. Also, something something I just noticed here. Whoa. We are closing in on, good grief, closing in on 1,000 videos. So a thought of mine is, okay, so in 31 days, because I'll have 31 shorts to come out between now and then. In 31 days, no. 31 minus however many vlogs will come out in that time is how many videos it's going to take to get to 1,000. So for my 1,000th video, I want to do something pretty cool. I don't know what. I just feel like I want to. But let's take a look at, dude. For those of you that stuck around to the end, is this counting shorts? It is counting shorts, Brent. It is counting shorts. For those of you that stuck around to the end, let's take a look at the analytics. See, look at this. I have shorts scheduled out to April 28th, and I'm behind. I'm like a week and a half behind, so it's kind of crazy. All right, this short's been out for 23 minutes. It's got 1 view. Dude, amazing. Take a look at the initial couple of hours of stuff. 11 views, an hour of watch time. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Take a look at the reach. 181. How many are longs versus shorts? I could probably find the number actually, Evan. Let me take a look here. So we go to the analytics, content. Okay. Published content, last 28 days, shorts live stream. Okay, we're going to go lifetime. Okay, so lifetime, I've posted 509 videos, long form, 447 shorts, 22 live streams, and 1 other. What the heck is other? That's a private video. That's what that is. Okay. I'm slacking on the viewing of shorts. I see them on everything else. Yeah, Brent, you're good. Like, I see that where it's, oh, this was the everyday. That's cool. That was Vlogmas. No, this was the daily vlog, excuse me. Daily vlog, 1 every day. And then I skipped a bunch, and then this was the Vlogmas, so it was 1 for a month. And then you'll see here where the shorts, I posted like, at the peak, I posted like 5 shorts in a day or something stupid. Yeah, 5 shorts in a day. This was when I was on my max shorts grind. This is when I like doubled my subscribers in like a month. And then this is when I started live streaming. I'd never looked at this. This is actually really cool. But yeah, over half is long form, just under half is shorts. That's a lot of shorts. In essentially a quarter of the time my channel's existed, I've almost matched the amount of videos I've posted in my entire. That's wild. So yeah, 979 video. Oh, so wait. Let's see here. That said 969. Nice, but like, that's 10. There's something to that, I'm sure. Privated, well, 1's private, and then 9. I have no idea. That's slightly inaccurate. Interesting. Anyway, that's really cool. Look at how inconsistent I was at the start. Look at this. This is 1 video, and then look how long that gap is before I post it again. October 7th, 2019, I posted a video. And before then, I didn't post one until... Oh, so I almost went a whole month without posting. That's crazy. Watch hours lifetime or watch hours in the last year? Okay, let's take a look here. Let's see. Watch hours, and we're talking... Okay, this is inaccurate because this also includes shorts. So like 6. I mean, that'd be so nice if it was in the last 365. It'd be so nice if I had 6,000 hours in the last year. But it includes shorts, which is kind of annoying. We're gonna go just watch time in the lifetime. So we're talking almost 10,000 hours. But if we're talking just exclusively long form watch hours in the last however long, surely there's a number for that. It's still your content. True, very true. Also, shorts have gained over 2,000 subscribers. Christ. And then 6. That doesn't quite make sense either, but oh well. Typical views. There's all kinds of fun little analytics here. 9 is your content people chose to view. That's huge. True. That's true. That's crazy. You can tell this was like I was posting literally anything and everything on shorts. It was kind of wild too. The very first short I ever posted got like 50,000 views in a day. And then they have never gotten up that high since then. Which I think back and I'm like, well, I probably should have posted a different short at the start. But oh well. Oh well. What are you going to do? Videos. Love me some analytics. Super interesting to see being mainly a long form creator. Yeah, dude. It's really cool. It's really cool to dive in to all of the things analytics. And then Brent says, you definitely didn't get 2K from shorts because you have 1K just from posting. Right, exactly. That was my thought. I was like, I had 1,000. Like, I got 1,000 subscribers before I ever started posting shorts. And I had like 1,100 before I started posting shorts. So that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. Then my first short bumped me up to like stupid number of subscribers. Shorts are the devil in a lot of ways. But, oh well. And then here's some of my intros that are the best. The wedding video, my sister got married. That is my best video retention-wise at 30 seconds. So we're at 30 seconds and 72% of people are still watching, which is insane. Somehow, it's kind of funny because this was predominantly montage, which is weird because usually if I do that, it's not that high. And then also top videos lifetime. Oh, this is just my most viewed videos pretty much. Oh, there's just so many cool things. People love that sappy, happy stuff. Hey, if it works, my man. And also, I did the little thing at the beginning of this video where I cropped it in a little bit. I cut the tops and bottoms off, make it look like a wider thing. And then also I increased the saturation of the image so it looked pretty cool. This is one of my best old videos, if that makes sense. The unboxing video is staying with you forever. I will defeat that video one day. It's almost up to 70,000 views. That's such a bad video, dude. I hate that. It's great that it's that high, but it's almost to 70,000. One day, I'm going to take this video down. Not like remove it. I'm going to beat it with another video. That's what I'm saying. And actually, if you're looking at like pace, the video, shoot, I just had it. What the heck? There we go. But this video, the ZV-1 versus the GoPro 11, it's actually, as far as I'm aware, it's on pace to be higher than that. Obviously, once this thing is 2.5, 3 years old, it'll maybe be higher than the other video. But what I love is all of that watch time is this. This video's only been out for, it's not even been out for like a year, but. It's awesome that it did that. I agree, it's awesome, but at the same time, it's like, bro, it had to be that one. It had to be that one. Gosh. Evan, I don't know if you're still here, but I don't know if you know that. Where, like, if you've had a video that you're not super hyped with, but also it's done really, really well, so it's like, whatever. But yeah. I want to get more of my main videos, my vlogs, the videos that I make now, I want to get more of them up there. It's a lot of impressions. Holy crap. Here's the deal. The most viewed videos are all the way down to this one. The click-through rate is stupid high. Because it's search, so the click-through rate's going to be higher no matter what. But yeah, the video I posted, that's my life story, but the ones I love the most no one sees. Dude, facts. Oh my gosh. So the one I made last week's vlog is already, I calculated it the other day. Let me see here. We're going to popular, because it's easier to count on this screen. 4, 8, 12, 16. So it's 17th most viewed, and it's been up for a week. So that's cool. But see, that video is different than any of these other ones, because that one got recommended. like every product test or talk is always older. Yeah, it always is older, but also it's because I posted them a long time ago. And see, this is just long form videos, and total it's almost 6,000 hours. But I've been, like I said, it's been 4 years. This is most viewed, I think. Look at that. This was when my mini hoop video got run as an ad. So this was back in, actually this was like, I think it was a year ago. Yeah, it was a year ago. Literally almost exactly a year ago when the unboxing the mini hoop, that YouTube ran that as an ad for whatever reason. And so we got like 5,000 views in 3 days or something because YouTube ran it as an ad. So I got tons of views, but none of that watch time counted because it was an ad. It's an ad campaign, right? Like it was stupid. I got like 300 or 400 hours of watch time in like a couple of days, and it just doesn't count. Because with that watch time, I was like 3,000 or something stupid, a much higher number, but it doesn't count. But nowadays it doesn't matter because it was a year ago, so it's gonna roll over and it's all gonna be gone anyway. I've gotten the Lego Movie as an ad. Like the actual movie? That's cool. Oh man, shorts. Wait, no, green is what? Oh, that's this video. Never mind. Oh boy, that's craziness. Craziness. We're approaching an hour, gang. What's something else we want to see? Because I want to kind of go to an hour because I want just to be even. Yes, full movie. That's ridiculous, dude. So I think, okay, let's do a quick little thumbnail comparison, just because we can for science. The new video versus the last week's video. Which one do you think is better? And explain why. I'm gonna say personally, I don't know. I hate to say one's better than the other because they're my babies. So like, I don't know. But also at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I think part of me, because see, what I'll do when I make thumbnails is I don't actually save the Photoshop file. So once I make a thumbnail, I can never go back and re-edit it. I have to start from the beginning, which is kind of stupid on my part. I don't know why I do it that way. I just do. But if I had done that in the past, I would go back through my most recent videos and change the thumbnails to where they look more like this. Don't like the font. That's just me. It's fine. You don't like the font. Okay, that's fair though. I appreciate the feedback. Like any amount of feedback, good or bad, I genuinely appreciate that. What do you think is wrong with it? I want your input because I value your opinion. What about it? Is it like too big? Is it too like what do you think it is? What is it? Is it just what about it? Elaborate on that. I'm not offended whatsoever. I genuinely appreciate it. So just continue down that path. But that's the font I've been using. I use the Star Wars font here. I use the same font, just like you may playing the game would have been a good thumbnail. Playing the game. It's just too big. Okay, it's too big. Understandable. I think with this particular thumbnail, I wouldn't have done it another way just because it's about image composition. So like I wanted it to fill the space, and that was with the assets that I had was the only. Oh, that would have been a good thumb. Okay, the tic-tac-toe, the wooden one. I got you. See, with that, my thinking there is that specifically isn't what that video was about, so it wouldn't have resonated as well as a thumbnail. Whereas this, it's the best vlog I've ever made. The big text represents great, and then the smile, and then you've got the bright blue background. So it's like there's a lot, to me at least, as the person making it, there's a lot that goes into it, more than just what it looks like. And I think that's why it resonates, and it reached over 600 people, because it all kind of has a relationship. The title talks about the best vlog I've ever made. The text reiterates that point. The expression that I'm making, adds to it, and the brightness, obviously. No hate or anything. I just have a thumbnail style preference. No, that's cool. Again, totally understand. It's all good. 100% good. So does that mean I prefer pics over text? And more often than not, you're better off doing less text. But also if the text contributes. So like with this, Had I just simply removed the text, the thumbnail would have made no sense whatsoever. So with if I'm low on assets, then I'll use text. But like for this thumbnail here, I did it. It did well because it has Casey Neistat on the freaking thumbnail. But I put minimal text, and it did well. So it's just about what each video requires, thumbnail wise. The Harry concert one. Let me see if I can find that video. That video did a lot worse than I wish it had. Like I wish it would have done so much better. Let me go down. Let me find it. It's probably gonna be easier to get it if I go through the popular list. Let me see here. Let me see. Oh goodness, where's it at? Again, it's way too far down the popular list. Thanks, Brandon. I appreciate that. No, you're totally good. I genuinely appreciate any and all feedback. Okay, here we go. Harry Styles, Love on Tour, beautiful, 76 views. What an abomination. That's so sad to me. But I think it's a great thumbnail too. I like the newer ones better. I think I could have, again, this one could be better, but the assets just weren't there. And if I had the skills, obviously back then I could have. It's not the point. It is whatever. It's whatevers. But nah. I think when it comes to thumbnails, it's generally a thing of you want it to be as simple as simple as possible. So like I think I saw somewhere something about 3 elements. You need like your face, the image, and then the text, or something very simple. A 3-part, and obviously having a general concept of image composition goes a long way. So that's why people always have it where the face is off to the side and there's a thing. It all fits really well in that 9:16 rectangle. It's you have this third, then you have this third, and then you have the stuff behind. So there's a lot of the subject and then the context and then the relationship with the title, with what the video is actually about. And then like these, I do have a small beef with these two, the Frito-Lay and the Sour Patch Kids ones. If I could go back and do it again, which theoretically I could, but I can't because of how I've prepared myself. But I feel like there's a lot of yellow in this one, and there's a lot of, it's just one of those types of dealies where it feels 2D. It feels 2D, and it's very interesting. It feels too flat, whereas these two, it feels more like I'm popping off the image because there's more of a contrast in the colors. Could I go back, I would resaturate my face, make me look a little bit more red as opposed to yellow. But the hair kind of ruins it there because it's pretty yellow. But either way. But that's the thumbnail rant. Oh, first part of this was director's commentary. Second part was thumbnail and analytics report. But that was cool. I love looking at the analytics. It's fun and not at all destructive. So it's cool. I gotta do some shorts something because it's got 1 view. I got dye your hair blue. Oh, cool. Good idea. That'll do it every time. That'll solve the problem. Okay. See, look, this is what I was talking about earlier. It says views 127, and this is just the podcast as a whole. So this is all the episodes collectively. And then it just views, watch time, and hours. So it doesn't even beat around the bush. It says, here's what you value: the views and the hours. So to me, it's like, okay, they had to have seen that as an opportunity to help people get into the partner program, because it's like it's just right there up front. It's obvious for you. But either way, love these pods. Hopefully you do too. I absolutely love doing them. I'm so glad everybody else loves them as well. People that have been tuning in have been enjoying them. I'm super grateful for the people that have hung out with me over the past 6 weeks in doing these podcasts live on stream, and happy that people have been watching them back because they be getting views whenever they've been published too. So it's not like they just die off the bat after I've done the thing. But either way, let's click back to the original scene. We've got 59 seconds until we've hit an hour. But again, I'm gonna lean back in the chair, take it easy, sneezy. But no, guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. It's been fun. I gotta go get my laundry out of the dryer now. It's gonna be a fun time. Fun time. For the next little while, I'm going to probably start working on some shorts from last week's episode. So stay tuned on the channel and on Instagram and on Facebook and on TikTok. I be posting shorts everywhere, dude. Like, I'll make one video. Okay, I'll make a podcast. Then that'll be like 10 shorts. So it's essentially an hour of time of recording gets me 10, so it's 11. And then on 4 different platforms, so that's like 41 pieces of content out of 1 hour. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. If you think about it that way, that's like absolutely nuts. Facebook LMAO. Hey, Brent, Facebook's the only one that pays me for shorts, so don't disrespect. I've almost made $2 from Facebook Reels. But anyway, it's funny that way. Anyway, gang, once again, notice your life is 1 in a million. Hot some saves. Oh, your life is 1 in a million. It's got some saves. Your vlogs do be getting saved. That's good. I'm glad people are saving them on TikTok. TikTok is such a weird platform. Let's be honest here. There's a lot of... I had an Instagram reel blew up today too. Or not like blew up, but like the one I posted, I think it was 2 days ago on Instagram. It's got 67,000 views. Excuse me, 69.6 thousand views. And the one I posted today has got almost 60 likes and it's almost 500 views. So it's done well off the bat. Like, I've literally posted it and it just started getting likes right off the bat, which is really cool. So hopefully Instagram is on the come up. But again, you get one video that does well and then you just get excited about it. But either way, I've seen a lot of things on TikTok I wish I hadn't. That's all of us, my friend. Every one of us has done the same. It just do be that way because that's how they be doing that. They be putting stuff you don't want in front of you. But anyway, didn't blow up. 69K views. I don't know. I feel like the threshold for quote-unquote blowing up is so low now. Like, it used to be you didn't blow up until you hit 1 million. But now it's like, oh, I got 10,000 views, I blew up. I don't know. I think it's a humble way of looking at it. And it's a good way to kind of keep yourself as far as, I don't think it's blown up. It's 69,000 views. Grateful, regardless. But I wouldn't consider it blowing up. Because blowing up, to me, is like, you go viral, you get a lot of whatever, a lot of attention really, really fast. Whereas this is just a reel that did well on Instagram. Too humble. I know. I'm the most humble person I know. Not at all cocky or egotistical or anything. I just do be that way. No. All good in the hood. No, I'm grateful for this almost 70,000 views. This is the second Instagram reel. That's a stadium, bud. True. And it's got like 500 and something likes, almost 600. Super cool. But no, I'm super grateful for those views. That's the second Instagram reel I've had do that. Because I had one that got like 124,000 views. Super sick. And this one is on the way. So, super cool about that. Hopefully, see, I wish, oh, you know what? I should, this is the kind of stupid thing that I hate, is I'll post a reel on something, and it'll get a lot of views like that. And then I'll forget to put the link to the podcast in the pinned comment. It's like, bro, this is so stupid. Da 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 da. Full podcast. I'm just gonna. Oh, but see, you can't. That's so dumb because you can't post links in comments. I forget that. Jesus, that's dumb. You can't post links in Instagram comments, and it drives me nuts. Because I would totally link the podcast in the comment, but I can't because, one thing or another. See, it's got 2 shares. Let's see, real quick. 13 saves on Instagram, 2 shares on Instagram. That's cool. 69,691. They need links. Absolutely, I agree. All of the accounts reached are non-followers. Good. They better follow me. Jokes. They don't have to. Anyway, gang, I've rambled for like a long time. So, once again, thanks for hanging out with me today, this week. Thanks for listening to my talk. Thanks for enjoying the director's commentary. Super happy that you guys are here today. And I'll catch you again next week. Take her easy.